it's your girl Jillian.
It's Lauren.
And welcome to
Couple Conversations.
If you can see, we're together today.
Yay. It's Essence Weekend. We're having a great time celebrating our great dear friend, Maya.
Yes.
And it's just a wonderful time celebrating her. We're having a great time. But, we want to also give you the updates, And when we're together, why not record?
Exactly.
We're in New Orleans.
Exactly. We're in New Orleans. Like, when in Rome. So we're really excited to be recording together since we don't get to do it a lot. So we really hope you enjoy this week's conversation.
Yes.
So what are you loving this week?
What I have been loving. I've been loving Shea Moisture. So as you all know, I love the Shea Moisture leave-in conditioner for wash and goes. Mm-hmm. I'm just doing the wash and go. Mm-hmm. I want it to hold. I don't even have time to let it dry. Right. But I just like the way it sculpts. And so I'm so glad we got a chance to stop by Shea University today at BeautyCon. I really love their products. Like, we were able to sit in the salon. That was really kind of cool. There was no wait in line for the salon.
Yeah, and I know you love a mousse.
Yes, I love a mousse. I like their little new mousse. So it's refreshing my hairstyle.
I got my edges done. I love a good little swoop because I can't do them myself. So it was really nice. And I'm actually very impressed because I took a shower after this and my swoops are still intact. Yep. Definitely check out Shea Moisture. We're definitely loving them. Loving their products. We got to try out some obviously today. Definitely check them out. I guess for me, what I'm loving is my garden. Yay. If you follow me on TikTok, I get my little garden updates, and I'm like really proud of myself because my garden is growing.
Yes.
Now, if you know, there was a heat wave. We talked about how it was so hot the last couple of weeks. So, unfortunately, our romaine lettuce did not make it past the heat wave.
I mean, that heat wave really infected everybody. It literally came out of nowhere, and it stayed so long, and there was no type of,
my poor little garden. And I don't really have, since I have a rooftop garden, I don't have, any trees, so there's not a lot of shade protection. So, it's when they're burning, they're burning. Yeah, so my garden, I've really been loving it because I've been having so much growth.
Yeah, that's so exciting.
So, besides the romaine, which I think is just the season.
What else is growing?
So
what's thriving?
Okay, so I have some spicy poblano, and I just harvested one, and then I have 3 growing.
Oh, nice.
My bell pepper, I have 2 bell pepper plants. One of them's been blooming, so I have I think 2 growing on that one.
Oh, nice.
And then my heirloom tomato plant, which when I bought it, I thought it was cherry tomatoes. I don't know what I was on that day because everything I thought I got in the garden, it was completely different. I got 2 red bell peppers. I thought I got a green and a red. The spicy poblanos, I thought I had picked up some serrano peppers.
You're just picking up stuff. You're like, pepper, this looks good. You look at the picture and it's so small. I'm it's gonna work. Yeah. What do you think?
I got them late in the season, so it was slim pickings. Anyways, besides the point, my heirloom tomatoes look so good. I have I have 3 or 4 baby tomatoes. I have one that's it should be ready hopefully in a few weeks. And so I've been really loving seeing that growth because it's gotten so big. And so seeing these little, it's I have to look and find the little baby tomatoes that pop out. So I've been really enjoying that. Just enjoying having some organic food. I can't wait to be able to harvest more because right now stuff is still growing. But I've been loving being a plant mom. So what's been impacting you lately?
What's been impacting me? It is July. It's officially my birthday month. And I love July just because it's also the start of the second half of the year. So I just have been enjoying that. It's Cancer season. I turned 29 in a week from today.
What are you going to do for your birthday?
So definitely I'm so excited to spend time with my husband. We're going to go to Cabo to enjoy some time together. I always spend my birthday with each other. We're very we love to share our actual birthday with each other, which I'm so excited to do.
I'm excited.
We went to Cabo. We had such a great time in Cabo for our bachelorette.
We did.
I had a birthday bachelorette there. I was like, you know what? That was a good time of year to go. You don't have to worry about the hurricanes too much because it's July. It's hurricane season. So I can still enjoy the water. Yeah. I am so excited. So I'm excited to come back.
That's so fun.
So I'm excited. I'm really excited. So I cannot wait for that. It's just,
that'd be nice. I'm excited for you guys.
Yeah, thank you. So what's been impacting you?
Girl, so I live in Philly. Girl. If you haven't heard, about the strike, girl,
how is that? So I like being following along, reading articles, but how is it actually living in the city with all this stuff going on in Philadelphia?
It's honestly a little intense. I've kind of made jokes about it a little bit because I'm oh shoot, because I honestly didn't realize it was coming until it came, and I'm oh, well, strike. Wait, they're not picking up our trash? What's going on?
So you just kind of found out about it. It wasn't people were, it just stopped.
Yeah. And so basically and people are in the streets protesting, and I think it's municipal 33, so it includes sanitation workers and some other essential city workers, and they're essentially just asking for better pay. I think it's right now the median household income, or not the medium household income, but the medium amount that you should be able to sustain. It's about 60K.
Right.
And they're like about a 40K.
Oh.
Yeah. So I think what they're asking is reasonable, but you know, it gets really like when it comes to like budgeting and the government,
Yes.
I know it can get really like a lot of like red line tapes.
Yes.
So I don't know how long it's going to take, but yeah, the city's getting trashy.
Wow. I can imagine. And it's summer.
It's summer.
But you know what? I will give them they're organized.
They are
actually
organized.
Y'all listen to us.
And, yeah, and
you can't but respect I can't but respect it. I get it.
I completely respect it. Thankfully, like, I live in a condo, so, like, our HOA, I'm on the HOA board. We find a solution for us. We're gonna get, like, some private trash pickup to come up.
Have you noticed other people using that option, too, as well?
Yeah, I think some other people are using that option, just in the meantime, because obviously I'm still supporting, but it's a health hazard to, like, have trash everywhere. I'm, like, a germaphobe, but there are pickup places around the city that they set up, which is kind of like it. But I think that there's enough, like, rumbling that I think it's gonna keep things going and really put pressure on the city to like make some hard choices and figure out how they can come to a consensus with the union. But I wish them all the best.
Yes, I do.
I know. All right, what have you been bumping this week? You got a book on, or you got music on? What do you got?
Music.
On?
You know, it's July. Music.
Windows down.
Windows down. And then obviously, you know, July is also the month of Renaissance. You know, so been playing Beyonce Renaissance. It's like, actually, it's time for Renaissance. I kid y'all not. Like for a year straight, every single day I listened to that album. I was like, plus I was commuting an hour and a half to work. So I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna put this, because it sounds so good on loop.
If you were also like Lauren and had Renaissance on a loop for like a year. No, that was definitely me. Like, no shame. It's no shame. Energizing.
It was such a good, I mean, it's
album.
Think of the times. It was like 2022, 2020 just happened. Everyone's like just kind of coming outside a little bit from COVID. It's just it just makes you feel, I remember putting it on and literally I'm like, wait a minute, I don't even know when the song began or when's it end. I just felt like one big song all together. Obviously you heard some natural breaks in the music, but like it wasn't like,
it's definitely like a Windows Down album.
Yes.
Summertime, just like a feel good.
Yes.
Just like how Kate makes me feel. Like I really like the Renaissance, like the house. That really started giving me a little bit more like housey vibes. Like, so yeah, I could definitely see that.
Yes. So that's what I've been listening to this week. So Renaissance, this week. We love Renaissance. I'm a Heated stan. Love Heated. America's Got a Problem. It's still relevant today because America's still got a problem. And Alien Superstar. Love that. What are you listening to this week?
So, I had the privilege of sitting next to the Lay Banks on my flight.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Tell us about that.
Oh my God. First of all, she has the cutest dog. If you don't know me, I talk about being a dog mom all the time. So I actually like saw her walking around. I didn't recognize her at first. You know, we were in the airport.
Right. Everyone's just trying to,
yeah. So she had a dog with her, and I was like, oh my God, such a cute dog. And then I was like, I could low-key hope they sit next to me so I could like be near the doggy. And they did. They sat next to me. It's just this beautiful poodle named Stella, and like a full-size poodle, and she just like laid like right under the seat, and I was like, because I miss Grandma's show.
It's like they kind of get that little energy. Yeah. And dogs are just they just bring you just such good vibes.
So obviously this is a flight on the way to Essence Fest. It's funny because the gate agent came up, he's like, and then he was like, he saw like all its like ladies and aunties in line. He was like, are y'all going to Essence Fest? And we were like, yeah. Like, kid you not, like when I like got to my terminal, I was like, it's my gate. I don't even need to check. That's where I'm going. So I was like, we both kind of like slept the whole flight. So when it like, we like landed and everything, like I was like, oh, are you like going to Essence Fest? She's like, I'm an artist. And that's when she pulled up her music. She was like, I'm Lady Banks. I'm definitely like pretty sure I know your music. Right. Tell your girlfriend. So I've been like bumping that. Right. She performed at Essence Fest.
I know. I got a chance to see her.
Yeah.
On stage. She did so good.
She did so good. And she was like just a sweet person in general. Like just getting to like she was just so open and just like talking to me and chit chatting. I'm sure she was like tired trying to prepare. And I'm over here like, hey girl, like wait, what? Like I'm trying to answer it. Like
we're just being friendly.
Just being friendly. And so I definitely like want to continue to support her, and I really like her music so far. So definitely add links to your list if you don't have it. I know we're gonna add it to the Coco playlist. Yes. So if you listen to our playlist, you'll definitely hear her song on there.
Yes. I know. It's so good. It's so good, y'all.
All right. What have you been up to, like adventure wise?
Okay.
Like...
So if those of you my astrology girls, I have a rising in Sagittarius. Okay. So I have a very spontaneous side sometimes. So literally on Friday, I decided to pop into the bookstore that was by my house. I've been saying I wanted to have intentional summer Fridays. I've been talking about going to this bookstore. I said I was going to walk to it, but the Friday had the time in my errand day. So I'm like, you know what? Let me go. I went.
At least you went.
I still went.
Yeah.
I went, girl. I walk in. You clearly can't because it's tinted on the outside. I walk in. Why is like no music playing? It's just like one white guy at the cashier. I was like, oh. It's like awkward. So I said, okay, let me just like roam. He's like looking at books. Let me just like skim.
It's like your intentional Fridays. It's like, you know what?
Let me just go. Let me just see what this is about. So I go. I end up getting course guy got Can't Get Enough, Kennedy Ryan. I picked up Yellow Wife by Sadiqa Johnson. And I picked up Son of Ashes, I believe, by S.A. Cosby, who was a local author to the Richmond greater area. And I found out Sadiqa Johnson is too. So I'm checking out the cashier. He's nice. He's like, oh, Sadiqa Johnson is going to has an event tomorrow at the library. And I'm like, well, I'm free. I want to go. So I went there by myself. I walked in. I had Yellow Wife, House of Eve. Oh, I loved House of Eve last year. I was like, book sign. Okay, cool. Girl, I walk in. It's literally like I see a sea of red. I'm like, as you know, I'm an AKA. So it's like, which is cool. Like, I don't care. I'm like, I'm just getting my spot, sat in the back. And I'm glad I came by myself. Girl, there was like 3 overflow rooms.
Wow.
It was so
you were able to just like kind of pop in. Sometimes it's beneficial to like go by yourself. Like never be scared to like go to an event or do something by yourself, because a lot of times there's an advantage to just being by yourself, because you can kind of like sneak in. And
it felt natural to do. Like my husband like took me. He was like, we used to have like, okay, I'll drop you off, whatever. I'm like, let me just see what it's about. And it was a library. Not my library card. I'm at least gonna check it out if it's anything. I only got the last seat in the back row, and I was like, but it was such a great discussion. And I got my book signed. She actually, Sadiqa Johnson moderated a discussion with Victoria Christopher Murray, who wrote Harlem Rhapsody. So I found out it was a fellow Hamptonian, and I was like, oh my god! I'm like,
Hamptonians everywhere.
I'm like, oh my gosh, I love that. I just love seeing those connections. Like she signed my books like Hampton Hugs, and they were taking pictures. Sadiqa Johnson signed Yellow Wife and the House of Eve. I felt like that. If those of you who have read the House of Eve, I've done a little book review, a little mini book review. It basically follows 2 girls. Ruby, who's 15, lives in North Philly, and Eleanor is around a sophomore at Howard University in 1948. And that was a time when both my grandmothers were living. So my maternal grandmother was at Hampton during that time, and my paternal grandmother was in Philadelphia as a teenager. So it's kind of I felt really connected to that story. Yeah. So I was like, oh, give him a book sign.
I love a book signing. My mom's an educator, and she's always gifting me books. She's like, oh, I went to this book signing. I went to this book signing. So I love just being able to go and hear. You're more connected to the book and the story.
Yes.
When you really understand all the work and just where they're coming from. You don't have to kind of question. You're hearing their motivations of why they wrote this and where it's coming from.
Exactly.
And it just makes you want to just read it more.
I know. I just love it, and they're so worth it. It's just so worth it. So I just can't wait to share our book signing happen literally, but that's more to come.
Yeah,
more to come.
But definitely, if there's ever a book signing in an area, library bookstores will have them. Not even big chains. I know, growing up, the smaller bookstores,
independent bookstores. It's always so important for your indie bookstores, because they have all the events. If they don't have them, they know where to go.
They're very connected to the community.
Yes. So yeah. So what's been your adventure?
So for me, last weekend I went to Florida. My Aunt Billy, shout out to my Aunt Billy, my fellow purple girl. She had a retirement party. Shout out to her. She is done. She's finished.
I love that. Isn't that amazing?
It is. And so she retired in Florida. That's where her grandson lives. And so she's maybe so her son and grandson live there. And it's Florida, so it's a perfect place to retire. Everybody loves sunny Florida. So it was really nice getting to see her there, getting to see her new home, celebrating her. She threw herself a beautiful party.
How was the party?
The party was great. Wedding fans.
Okay, so how was rehearsal from rehearsal help? The videos help?
Yeah, me and Lauren showed us.
We had a little 1-2
and then me and my sister-in-law, my future sister-in-law, we literally had a little rehearsal downstairs in the hotel before we went to the party, because my aunt had been texting me from March. She was like, I need you to learn boots on the ground, because she knows I'm a dancer. She's always like, can you help with coordinating? Of course I'm going to say yes. So I had been practicing, so I was really confident. Girl, she passed out fans. I got me a new fan.
She passed out. She was handing out fans at the party. She was serious.
No, she was serious.
She's Jillian is
but no, it was beautiful. And I think it's also just celebrating yourself, in your accomplishments. I think it's so important. And everybody from her life, from different jobs and just family and from where different places she's lived over the years, came to support her and just show her love. And so it was really fun.
Oh my gosh, I'm glad you had a good time.
And I got to see Grand Biscuit.
I know. How's your son?
He showed his behind. I know he has separation anxiety, so I left him at the hotel for the party, because obviously he can't come to the party. And that's okay. He can't come everywhere.
Right.
Girl, he said, to hell with that. I got a call from the hotel. So I drove, got him. My aunt was so nice about it. Didn't hear a peep from him at the party. He was in all the pictures. Okay, in the photo booth. Just smiling, tongue out.
Honestly, he was like,
oh my god. But
I was like, oh my god, GB has done it again.
He was like, oh, you're not leaving me. you're going to a party? I need to be there. Like, you're not leaving me by myself while you go have fun.
Right.
But no, we had a good time. We did a little beach day before we left with the fam, with like my mom, because my mom came because it's my mom's best friend.
Right.
Play aunt. And she, my mom's playing guitar there too, because her college best friend lives there too.
Right.
So it was like fun. Like, I had never been to Jacksonville before. So it's gonna be my new little vacation spot when my mom moves there, and like nice beach day. Right. It was like seeing my brother and sister-in-law again. So it was like nice family time. So I had a really good weekend.
I'm glad you had a good weekend.
Yes. All right. So let us know like what current event, like what are you up today on? Like let me know. Like what's the
I know, as always too. It's still Cowboy Carter tour.
It is,
and you know we still have withdrawal.
We do.
So I definitely have watched like YouTube videos of different shows. Like you know, I both have. You sent me one.
We literally watched the full concert like 2 days ago. Yes. Ready.
I don't know if you saw Houston night one. The way I really, y'all, I think maybe just watch it live because I'm like, why not? Why not? It's bad. I'm in bed. I'm like, you know what? Someone's gonna stream it, and they watched it live. I was like, okay, cool. And then I go to, I'm gonna go get some food, get a little like snack. Like, oh, let me have a little late dinner. I go back upstairs. Next thing I know, I look back, pick up my phone back, and I see that she's tilting in the air. I was like, oh my god. I look at her. I know she's right there. Girl, give me the fuck down right now.
And then think about the people down there. But he was like, what do you do? He's like, you're scared. But then you're like, she's about to come right down in front of me. Like, God has ordained this moment for me. But it's like, she's not safe. But I'm excited she's going to...
Like, oh my God. But in all seriousness, though, I'm so glad that she's okay. I'm glad I got her down here safely. Mm-hmm. But, like... for her to like, she came back out, like jokes aside, she came back out, she finished that song, and she was just her on stage, and you could hear it in her voice that like how much it really like shook. I mean, that was scary.
That's
like,
scary.
That's like you're singing this song, and all these are happening. Like people are about to say about Beyonce, they don't like her. She's in Texas. She's got back from Europe. Like, what do y'all try? Like, yeah, it's kind of like I'm sure she's thinking a lot of emotions too coming out of it.
That's scary.
That's so
like
that's
just you like. It's overwhelming, and she's done it so often. Like, I mean, I went to the rain show at MetLife, and like she was doing that car in the rain. Like, I mean, it was pouring, and she did the horseshoe, which is my favorite part of the show, and the car and everything like that. So she probably felt kind of confident. She's like, if I can go through it in the rain, like on a nice day,
they rehearsed that. They rehearsed that time and time again.
Yeah, hopefully, I don't think she did a night 2, but hopefully, like, I don't know. Listen, I think everybody respects her.
Everyone's like, girl, we love you. I appreciate you. Don't do that again. Get down. You saw, like Miss Tina walking. She was, like, walking. Oh, yeah. She was like,
They were saying online, like, Blue about to fire her. Blue about to hand out pink slips.
You know she is.
People were, like...
watching. Some kids be watching her like this. Like,
people were, like, nobody left till, like, the next day. She had them all night. And nobody's going home. Nobody's going home. Run it back. So what happened? Like, she's trying to get out.
Because you don't have time.
You don't. That's
like time.
Danger. And then the fact that I think when she had to say stop because somebody didn't see. Yes. Or somebody wasn't. Well, let me. That's not fair. They could have been working in the background.
Either way, I wasn't as but she's actually up there experiencing it. So what? It's not going to be the perfect view. She knows what's going on for firsthand. When she said stop, I'm like, oh wow. But I'm glad she's safe. I'm glad that she's safe. But
me too.
But that's dangerous. Okay, so what's your current event for the week?
Okay, so I have to bring up the big beautiful bill.
I mean, it's crazy.
This is insane.
It really is nuts.
Like, I'm really kind of getting nervous. So, specifically on July 1st, it was passed by the Senate. And since then, the House has passed it, which is so unfortunate because it's going to impact a lot of people in some negative ways.
Yes.
So, CBS News says, known by the GOP as the big beautiful bill, which is so misleading. Okay. It's not beautiful to a lot of people.
Right.
The legislation includes ramped up spending for border security, defense and energy production, and extends trillions of dollars in tax cuts, partially offset by cuts to healthcare and nutrition programs. Yeah.
Wow.
So that's where it's like a lot of people have been really talking about the healthcare cuts, like to Medicaid and things like that. It's one, I don't know, like healthcare is just such a sensitive topic in this country, like especially someone with a healthcare background, and I like work in the fields. Like it's really hard to put like a price or like, say who deserves a shot at life.
Right, exactly.
When it comes to healthcare. Exactly. Like, it's just so unfortunate that we're in this situation as a country where we don't have universal healthcare.
I know, it's sad. Mm-hmm. And I feel like everyone around the world looks at us like, girl, what are y'all doing? Because like if we go to other countries, it's like for so-called first world countries, that's like the norm. Like, everyone has universal healthcare. Exactly. Like, yes, they still have their capitalism, they still have their politics, but like it's like, but unfortunately, this country, we're still very divided as a people.
Yeah. But I'm really, concerned about, like, what this big, beautiful bill means. Like, I'm still kind of, like, researching it myself, so I don't know everything that's in it, but I definitely think it's something that our listeners, like, definitely need to, like, look into yourself, like, see how it's impacting you. Like, so much is moving fast. Administration, I feel like we literally, like, don't want to talk about politics all the time, but there's something new every week.
And honestly, too, like, it's the 4th of July weekend, you know? It just, whether, yes, we have Juneteenth, but it's still the 4th of July. I mean, Black people have the day off. But, like, people are very much celebrating, like, this week, like, this holiday season because of the bill. So it's just a lot of mixed emotions. And as we feel as Black Americans, like, you know, during this time, when it's holiday time, Juneteenth, 4th of July, tensions are a little high. We're gonna at least see how it unfolds later on in the year. But
yeah, so definitely looking into that. But that's all we have for our Lilac report.
So let's get into our next event. Okay, so obviously we're here for Essence Festival. We're in New Orleans.
Well, technically we're here for our friend's birthday. So our dear friend Maya, she's a special friend to us because, like, we each have a special different relationship with her. Like, I know her through pharmacy school. We went to pharmacy school together and graduated together. We were in the same study group, and, like, since graduation we've just like grown our friendship. And, like, she came to my 30th trip to Belize, and so of course I had to come support her. And so she decided to have all her girlfriends at Essence Fest.
I love that. I like Maya's my line sister, who I absolutely love to think she's so important part of my life. And you know me, I didn't have any bridesmaids in my wedding. I only had my sister, and like I didn't have a big party. So I'm like, but I know it's not, we had a destination wedding, so like I'm glad that I was able, like, some of my friends were able to come and she was able to celebrate that big moment. I am just so appreciative, like, of people really supporting my marriage for my husband. I'm like, I really want to support you just as much the same way. So 30th, she said, I remember seeing, like, she's like, in March, her birthday's in March, she's like, actually, my birthday's going to be Essence Festival. Okay. And we're like, say less.
So we've been enjoying New Orleans. I haven't been back since my 25th birthday. We came for Mardi Gras, like we said before. So I was really excited. And I feel like Essence Fest, like, as a Black woman, like, you have to go at least once in your lifetime.
And we kept talking, we've been talking about it for years. Like, maybe you want to go to Essence Festival and the opportunity to present, and, like, you know, but it's so cool. Like, I'm so, like, intentional to, like, to plan a birthday around Essence Fest. We're like, you know, it's cool.
Yeah, so this was, like, our first time going. So, like, what were your expectations, like, going into Essence?
I really had no expectations going to Essence Festival. I was like, okay, there's some concerts, there'll be some vendors. I really had no idea what to expect. All I knew that there was going to be a book signing with Kennedy Ryan on Saturday afternoon. So I was like, I know I need to be there. That's only on and there's a concert. I had no idea what it was going to look like. What about you? What were your expectations?
Yeah, my cousin's been before, so I, like, asked her how it was, but I honestly didn't really know, like, everything that, like, came with Essence Fest. I just know that, like, there's a concert, and like, it's a big expo convention, basically. Just, like, you know, just a really, like, gathering of, like, the Black girlies and the aunties and the, you know, all of them in between. So I was just excited to just, like, be in New Orleans, number one, because I love New Orleans Creole cuisine. I love the accents. And so I was just excited to, like, visit New Orleans again, and then also just, like, experience Essence Fest, like, as a Black woman. So I really was just going into it just more so excited. I didn't really, like, have
specific I was looking forward to it. I'm like, oh, girls weekend, girls trip. I'm like, it'll be a good time either way.
Yeah.
So what has the thing that surprised you most about Essence Festival this weekend?
I really liked, like, the amount of artists that come. I realized they had so many, like, you know, big name artists that, like, come out, and I like how it's, like, different age ranges. So you have some for the aunties, like, some for the young people. Like, we saw Glorilla. I got to see Mariah the Scientist yesterday on, like, one of the smaller stages, which was so nice. Leon Thomas. So they had, like, a lot of people. I think one of my favorite things was seeing Keke Palmer. She did a wonderful conversation today with the marketing VP of Cream of Nature. So yeah, like, just being able to, like, see all of these, like, big artists and entertainers in the Black community that I really enjoy and like, and so I've been really loving that. What about you?
I've just been loving, like, this overall, like, fellowship and, like, the vibes. The vibes have been, like, really, really high. It's been such a community. I'm having great discussions with different people. You're meeting new people just in, like, very, like casual conversational ways, like, just walking people in the street, which I've kind of enjoyed. You know, I've actually just, that's really, I mean, I didn't really say I was surprised by it, but it was really refreshing. Like, oh, I didn't, like, you know, I had no idea what to expect. I'm like, oh, these vibes are really immaculate.
Yeah.
Like, we had no idea people did not like the weekend it was supposed to be different. We're like, this is a great time. So it was our first experience, like seeing it for what it is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely saw like some negative comments on social media, but I don't think we can really speak to it because we've never been. So for us, and it, like even more so, like for us, we were here celebrating our best friend, you know, and her birthday. So we're just excited to be here with like her other friends. And like I know, like since we know her in different ways, like I've been spending time with some of my pharmacy friends,
and I just spent time with my line sisters. You know, so it's been nice. It's been truly a girls' weekend. We're all trying to figure it out. Like, this is cute. Everyone's on the same wavelength too. Like, what's it about?
And we both even said like we would come back. So I definitely think it's definitely like a FUBU event forced by us. And, you know, but I definitely hear like all those comments. I think people are probably valid because they have something to compare it to. But I wouldn't let it discourage you from coming. I think it's still like a great place to like find community. So what was your like favorite vendor? Because they have like different vendors in BeautyCon. Obviously, like, you know, the girlies want to go to BeautyCon. Like, what was your favorite vendor that like we got to like get to experience?
Well, you already know the authors pavilion.
Oh, yes.
Girl, the first day we got there, we like went through a vendor or two. And like immediately to the authors, and we spent there on Friday. Like I enjoyed like shopping at different.
Explain what the authors was like.
So the what the authors pavilion is like this own little vendor. They had different books for sale. By
it was
Black
essentially
authors.
like a bookstore.
Yeah,
it was set up like a bookstore.
Like it was. I liked the way their setup was. You could shop books, buy books. We had author signings. So I remember the first day there, I'm like, I would have grabbed all the books I can because
I know
it's good literature.
We were just like walking around like, and we had to be like, we can't pack all these. Some of these we can get like somewhere else. But yeah, it was nice. Thinking about it, like the bookstore, and then on like one side of it, that's where they're having like the different conversations with different authors and different book signings. And so we obviously got to see Kennedy Ryan. That was like the highlight.
Oh my god!
Tell us like about the experience as a big bookie. Like I know she was one of your favorites.
Kennedy Ryan. The girls who know Kennedy Ryan is Lily Goated. She's like one of the best contemporary romance authors I feel like of our time. She writes love stories so well with romance. I mean, the stories have fidelity, and I really enjoy reading her stories. Now, their stories have real life in them. Yeah. But they do we shall overcome. And they're coming in, and they're important stories to tell.
And she did say, like, one thing I really took away from her conversation, because the conversation was her, there was a moderator, the best man director, who else?
Malcolm D. Lee, Jane Allen, who wrote Black Girls Messiah Exhausted. Malcolm D. Lee is the mastermind behind the Best Man series. And he just has a new book that just came out, I believe, like on July 1st. I think it was July 1st.
So he was there signing. I think he co-authored it with Jane. Was that who it was?
I think so, yes.
So they were there all speaking, and then Kennedy Ryan was speaking to her series as well, like specifically Before I Let Go, which I'm reading. And one thing I really liked that she said was that, you know, like these romance novels, like there's still places for really hard topics to be in them and to be explored, and you know, and she's like very intentional about the way she goes about like including those stories. Like I know for me, like Before I Let Go, it's like sentimental to me, or like I can connect to it because my grandmother suffered from Alzheimer's, and that's like one of the main like, you know, deeper topics. And so I was able to connect to the story in a different way and really like humanize these characters, and I can really like feel what they're feeling as like having close family that have it. And so her like speaking to that and saying like, oh no, I very much so like intentionally like put in like these harder topics into my books, because it's like, she's like, it's a romance novel. At the end of the day, there's going to be a happily after. So there's a place for those hard topics.
It really is. And they're so important. And these stories need to be told. And one thing actually, when I went to the book signing 2 weeks ago in my hometown, my library, and Steve Johnson saying, it was like, you have to bring like life into these stories, these voices, or they're never going to get told. So I really enjoy that she still talks about the harsh things in life that specifically plague the Black community, so we all can relate to it in one way, shape, or other. But
I really enjoyed it, so I'm like glad we got to go.
The girl Kennedy Ryan is so tea. She's like,
she's gorgeous, speaks so eloquently.
I love to hear her. She speaks with such conviction. We were all just like gathering around, everyone was just like so respectful. We were all like waiting in line, just like talking. Like she was so sweet.
The best part of like a girly event like Essence Fest, because I'm a Bravo girly, so I've been to BravoCon, and I mean it was definitely crazy because there was a lot going on, but it was still like, since it was like the girls, the vibe was good, and people were like, excuse me, you know, nobody was like rushing over each other, like at least in our experience. So I like that too. So outside of like Essence Fest, just like being in New Orleans, like what's been your favorite part of the weekend?
My favorite part of the weekend actually has been like exploring the streets and just kind of like walking around, like seeing what goes where. I like to like get new seats, I like to kind of walk the block, kind of scope the scene. So it's always good to I haven't been back since maybe in 2022, right, when my husband became my husband for New Year's. So I'm like, let me just see again. I feel like now I've been back here for the third time. I'm like, okay, I'm getting familiar with the city. I definitely come back with Essence. I'm definitely gonna come back. I would come back. I would bring my daughter. Like I would go back and like I actually would bring my kid here. You know, that's a cool little vibe.
Yeah. No, I love that. I think for me, like I've enjoyed like walking around too because I the last time I came here was for Mardi Gras, so we were just like kind of like on Bourbon Street, just like up the whole time.
Yeah.
But we actually did something today that I really liked. It was a museum. You know, I love a museum.
Yes.
It was called the VUE Museum, and it was really cool. It was like this interactive museum.
Yes.
They had this interesting like screen that you could like virtually touch, like you kind of like stand like apart or like 6 inches away, and then you like point with your hand like it's a wand. I was like, I felt like I was in Disney World. And then they had this like you go up like 33 floors, like this observatory area where it's like this huge panoramic view, like it goes all the way around the city, and they have like different history, and they speak to the culture and the origin of the city. And so I really like loved that outside of just like celebrating Maya and like just like Essence Fest, like just learning more about the city and the heritage. Yeah. Also to that too. You know, I live in Philly now, so I don't really get my Southern cuisine all the time.
Oh girl.
So I've been chowing down my grits.
I know.
I've been eating my shrimp and grits, and it's been good. I have not been disappointed. Some gumbo. So I'm a big foodie, so I've been really enjoying the food as well.
I know. There's nothing like New Orleans food.
Girl, I know.
It's nothing like the food down here.
You can really just like eat your way through the city.
Yes.
So yeah, that's what I really enjoyed also.
What has been, okay, there's been the concert. Okay, what was your favorite act at the concert on Friday night?
Okay, so Friday night, probably Glorilla. I love Glorilla. And then Maxwell didn't sing Pretty Wings.
Oh my gosh. I mean, Maxwell, I was looking forward to that. My husband and I, we danced to that song as our first song. I want to hear whenever, wherever, whatever. And I'm like, I want to hear this song. I'm like,
you didn't do a lot, but they were running
late.
really late.
It was late. It was like, mind you, this is also 1:30 in the morning. Okay, yeah.
We also didn't make it to the concert last night, so we're really going off. Oh my god, we stayed in last night. Unfortunately, we just could not get out of bed. But what about you? Like, what was your favorite part of the performances?
I love that everyone had their own production. Everyone took their performances like it's a full band. Their visuals,
my god, Isley Brother,
you know, had samba dancers.
Yeah, okay. I mean, they were changing costumes coming in. I mean, I was entertained.
He had the introduction video. I was like, oh, is this Cowboy Carter?
He just had to have his chair. He had his out of blazer.
He had his little video coming out like in the car. I mean, just the introduction.
Just fly, like he said. And I feel like it was just so cool to see like the older like artists still just like put on a whole show.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
So out of those, like who did you think?
I loved Babyface.
Yes.
Babyface went up there. He said, "I'm gonna put my sparkly sport jacket on, dinner jacket Versace,
sparkly." Like the older men, they came out with the older artists, they came out with their, but they said,
we're on stage. It's the costume.
Okay,
they were performing
tonight.
And then he had his little quartet doing the choreo. I'm like, okay, and he sang all his hits and the hits that he co-wrote.
Saying he had the images. It was like Billboard #1 year. I mean, the biggest flex. It was just hit after hit after hit. He was. I'm gonna flex on y'all. He was like, I'm putting on a show.
That wasn't all his stuff either. No. I'm like, it was so. But he played a lot of it though.
Yeah.
I mean, it was.
I enjoyed. I really enjoyed his performance.
It was so good. And then he ended with Whitney Houston.
R.I.P.
Sometimes you just need to hear Whitney.
You do.
And that was it. Like she closed us out. I mean,
beautiful.
The Waiting to Exhale, like, oh my gosh. So it was a great show. I loved Babyface. What has been, vendors. Okay, what's like been your favorite thing you kind of grabbed from BeautyCon? Because, oh, by the way, we had no idea BeautyCon was actually like a thing.
Like, no, we didn't.
We were like, oh, BeautyCon, they have some little like stuff. Girl,
we had no expectations.
None. We were just, oh, BeautyCon, we're just gonna walk through.
Now, we did miss up the first day, so we ended up going, today's the last day, so we ended up getting up early to go get stuff, but like they were giving out full-size items.
Yes, they were.
The lines were pretty long though, so like some of them were getting cut. We didn't get to get everything, but if we like really were like focused, we could have really maximize modeling the product. This is like their styling gel, I think, eggshell. Cute swoops. It inspires me. I'm not a big swoop girly. Like I usually just like put a little gel on my edges. I'm lazy about it. So it makes me want to learn how to swoop.
Yes. It looks cute. It looks cute. Okay. So you know how it's coming to an end, I always do it, my every ritual, I would close out a trip. What has been your peak of this weekend of Essence Festival, and what has been your valley?
I think my peak was getting to spend it. Well, I'm not gonna make it about you. No, but I've been enjoying spending time. That's a bonus. That's a bonus. We don't get to hang out all the time. It's really fun.
It's honestly cool. Like, it's been fun. It's been fun.
It
is. We're going as best friends. It's kind of like, girl time.
But honestly, my peak was seeing like so many artists I actually really, really like.
Yes.
I didn't expect to see like Mariah the Scientist. I got to like see, like, we got in line for Kennedy Ryan. Getting to see Kennedy Ryan.
Kennedy Ryan. What?
I want to go read, y'all. I'm getting those 2 books this summer. Yes. I'm getting those 2 books because I'm on the way. She's on the way. She's on the way. Plus more. Watch me.
Girl, I'm saying for Kennedy Ryan, I leave the night before. I had 6 books packed, ready to go. And I was like getting to a point like, Lauren, take 2. Pick two. Because I was not checking a bag. Pick 2. And I did. And I had her sign Long Shot, which is part of her older series, the Hoop series. It's the first book in that series. And Long Shot. It was one of my favorite reads from her.
Would you say that was your peak of the weekend of Essence?
Yes, I think so. Yeah. I think that was peak. Yeah. I'm like, oh my gosh, Kennedy Ryan. Like, oh my gosh. You know my book talk girlies. I'm impressed. And she's not my book. I mean,
I think for me, like, the only like valley I would say is of the weekend. I feel like I wanted to like maximize my time more. I wish I was able to, like, because some of the lines were long, I feel like I didn't get to do everything. And I think because I was a little ill prepared, maybe I could have had a chance to like go through the schedule a little bit more and like maximize some of the panels. Like when I did get to see some panels, like the Kiki Palmer one was amazing.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
That was probably another one of my peaks. See, I have so many peaks. I don't know what to say.
You just keep naming one. It's such a week full of peaks.
I was so inspired after Kiki's conversation, and she's just so charismatic, and she has her timing's impeccable. Like you can just tell she's so in tune with herself. Yeah, I think my only value is like I probably would go back and like try to maximize like the next time and like really be more strategic so I can maximize my time there. And maybe the biggest value, on top of that, like for real, the timing of the concert the first night, it was really long. And I'm like a bedtime girly. We did go out that night, but we took a nap before. But it was just a smart choice because they were way backed up. It was ridiculous.
Yes, I mean, literally, like, we're talking about 2:30, 3, like, it's late. And like okay.
That's when Lauryn Hill came out. It was over.
It was over. Like, she came out then. We left before then.
We left after Maxwell. Maxwell came out at 1 a.m.
And like, he did a quick show because it was so late.
Yeah.
I mean, it was so late.
But what about you? What do you think the valley of the week or of Essence Fest was for you?
What has been the valley? Oh, girl, walking through that daggone casino.
We were trying to cut through the casino
for AC. Oh, people are saying it's AC. Okay, I'm fine. Like, having to check my ID.
And this is like to get to the convention center from the hotel.
You get cut through. It takes up. First of all, when you first walk in, I don't like to take up the whole block. I'm like, oh.
The Caesars Casino.
Every time you walk out, I'm like, you think you're walking straight, but I'm like, why am I walking out a different entrance?
We literally walked out the other day, like, where are we? And it's like, you gotta show your ID.
Yes.
It ended up being better just, like, walk around.
Yes.
But we were convinced, like, most of the weekend until literally, like, today that, like, we should walk through. Time.
I know.
That's around.
I mean, they try to get you, though. They try to get you to sit down.
Yeah.
Like, the chairs
and it's like, you know when you're in casinos, like, they don't have no windows in there. Yeah. They be trying, like you said, they be trying to get you stuck in there. You don't know what time it is. Right. You're just walking around in circles. You're like, did I come out this door? Did I go this way? Which way do I go? Like, that's how.
I was like, girl, get me out of here. I mean, the AC was nice. It was. It did what it needed to do. Mm. No, that's been my valley. Yeah. Casino. Child, y'all ain't slick. We see you. Y'all didn't know, but now we see you.
Yeah, but I hope you guys really enjoyed this conversation and inspires you to go to Essence Fest. I think, listen, I know there's naysayers out there, but if you've never been, you have nothing to compare it to. I still feel like it's a good time. Also, just like enjoy New Orleans. Yes. Have a nice time together with your friends or family.
And I like, honestly, and it's people are bringing up, talking about too, this year makes 20 years since Hurricane Katrina. So it's good to be in the city to uplift, you know, our culture in the city. 20 years later, the city is still thriving. This culture is so important to Black American history, and I loved being here, and I enjoy the Southern hospitality every time I come here.
I do.
I think the food, just
the history.
Southern girls, so we love being in the South. I'm like, oh, I'm in the South. I'm home, you know?
Yeah. So we hope you enjoyed this conversation, and let's get into what's next.
Yeah. So now has come time to our favorite part of the show when we share our hot takes. So
what's your hot take for the week, Lauren?
My hot take of the week. So we went to the concert Friday night, like we said, and had a time of my life. And I'm like, you know, jamming to the songs, Babyface hitting hit after hit. And he's also, the visuals, the music videos go in the background. Yeah. So it's like, I'm getting the full experience. And that quartet sound just like them. So, phenomenal set. And I was just thinking, as I'm jamming to this music, the world has not been right since men stopped making R&B music. that yearns for the partner. And I'm like, you know what? I haven't had a good. Remember, like, them Obi's videos? It's like they're in the sand, like they're all white, they're begging on their knees,
like come back.
I'm like,
I'll do anything for you.
Get on your knees. And that's what this movie in the '90s. Like we were born, we were small children. Then come back. I mean, bring it back. I love, you know what? And I love music has to evolve, has progressed, but y'all, we need to yearn. I need to yearn.
We need these men on their knees. We need them begging for our love, our affection, our attention.
You know, and it's just like true ballads too of a song. What can they do? The harmonies.
Listen,
like first singing,
performing his whole song, he kept going on.
And he sang, and he hit all them notes too.
Yes,
he hit all the notes. Sure did. He hits all the notes.
He sure did.
And he added 16 characters. He did TikTok version.
He did.
It's y'all ready? We said right up. Get 16. Come on, right away.
Yeah. I agree. Okay.
What's your hot take?
Okay, so this is for all my Love Islanders.
Oh, yes.
As you know, I've been into Love Island. Check out my TikTok.
Y'all, they have been watching it all. There's a group of girls, and all y'all been watching it the entire,
I put my laptop.
People are finding ways to watch it live. I'm like, I don't know, so I'm like, oh, wow, this is so serious. So
I've been watching my laptop.
I watched one episode, so tell me, explain us what's going on.
Okay, so my hot take right now is it's with Cierra. So we just finished episode, I think it's 28 right now. Basically, they just had a ranking challenge where America got to, like, do these polls and, like, rank different the different islanders, like, favorite to least.
As a couple or as individuals?
So this one was on individuals. And so the bottom, I think it was 5, basically had to all line up and the islanders had to go behind the person they wanted to save. So Cierra, her fake ass, she was like one of the last islanders to go. And so she's like, you know, she preaches this whole girls thing, right?
Right.
And so Iris was crying at this point because TJ was one of the least favorite islanders and they had just coupled up.
Right.
And so she was really sad about it. And then you have Nicolandria, who Taylor is up on the chopping block because America does not like him because he's a little punk.
Right.
And so he was up on the chopping block. And so obviously, like, that's a conflict of interest because the girl Nicolandria just, like, went through it because he, like, put her through it. He made her look a fool. He led her on for so long.
Yes.
Like, girl, who do you think Cierra went and stood behind?
I know she didn't. Please don't tell me she did.
She did. She went and stood behind Taylor. And this wasn't, like, a tiebreaker.
But here's the thing. I remember I did watch a little bit of this episode. And I, like, looked at that, and I'm like, he already had the numbers.
He did. That's the thing.
He already had the numbers. And I'm like, girl, at the minimum, sit behind those women. Sit behind your friends. I'm like, support your girlfriends. Support your friends. Like, we get it. Like, he's gonna come. Like, support your friends. He's such a girl's girl. Be a girl's girl in this moment. Even though you're just take a stance.
Yeah, it's like, and then everybody kind of had a hunch for what the reason was, and she actually revealed what the reason was, like, why she made that choice the next episode. Right. And it was because she was like, well, you know, Taylor is one of Nick's best friends, and I would just, like, hate for him to leave.
Why? So can we stop? This is why I cannot associate myself with people who do not center themselves in their lives. And I just can't. I can't.
It's like, so you...
Like, why are we being so boy crazy at our big age?
Why are we being so boy crazy?
Like, come on.
Oh, his friend's gonna leave. Like, your friend literally is about to lose her connection. Your so-called friend.
Right.
And then you're about to stand behind a guy who literally just made, like, one of your closest friends since day one look like a complete fool. Literally played with her emotions. Like, that was, like, not some, like, cool shit. That was not something, like, super simple. Like, it really just showed me, like, she's, like, just for herself. And, like, she's not a girl's girl. Like, that's not the type of friend you... If your friend acts like that, like, you need to check her. And that's not your friend. Like, she is not a girl's girl at all. And, like, even beyond being a girl's girl, if you're not into that whole thing, like, that's not a genuine friend.
It's not.
And that's not just, like, being kind and genuine because in general, because, like, okay, you can say, like, these people don't really know each other and they're not, like, really friends, but at the end of the day, it was just, like, a snake ass. It wasn't cool. It was boy centered and, like, no. Boo, tomato.
We don't like girls over here. Mm-hmm. We're anti. No.
We're so anti that. Yeah. So. But yeah, that's all we have for the conversation. Yeah. We always love when we can get together, so we hope you really enjoyed our scenery.
Scene change look.
Yeah. Check out our Instagram, TikTok, all our socials. We be posting recaps from this weekend, so you can get some, like, visuals of, like, what we did. But until next time, have a wonderful, wonderful week. Bye.